Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for hopping on tonight's staff meeting. I will not be before you long. As my grandma says when she brings a word, I will not be before you long. I wanted to call tonight's meeting, and again, forgive me for the short notice. For those of you who are new to the team, that is not how I normally operate. I'm exhausted trying to get caught up from things that still need to be done. We just had our spring showcase last week. And then I still had to finish out my school year as a school counselor. And so I haven't really had a whole lot of time to rest and reflect and do the things. And then recognizing now I'm going out of town to present at a conference. And I'll be gone from tomorrow until Sunday, which is the first day of summer session. So I wanted to meet with you all before I left because I knew I wouldn't have time to do so while I was gone, to give you all the things that I need you to have for in preparation for the first day of summer session. There's also some action items that I'll need you all to complete. And so giving you as much time as possible to get that done. But please understand that is not how we normally flow, like giving 24 hours notice for a meeting. That is not my jam. I know you guys have very busy lives, and so my goal is to be mindful of that at all times. The only reason why we did this is because of all the details that I just shared with you all. Thank you all so much for introducing yourselves, allowing us to get to know a little bit more about you. Most excited about Javen and Victoria being on the call today because they're my babies. Like, they're my students, and now they're my staff. Growing up, I'm literally about to cry. I can't. Okay, we gotta stop. We love the transition. And I love that even with you all having graduated and now being alums, that you are still willing and interested in being part of main attraction. That means the world to me. I love that you all are still, wanting to be involved and come back and do the things. So welcome to this other side of the main attraction. It's a fun ride. That is what I will say about that. Let's get into a couple of things I want to share with you all. Setting the expectation, setting the tone, setting the culture, giving you a better understanding of exactly what you are like walking into and what to expect, being part of the main attraction employment team. So, a couple of things that I'm going to share with you all. This will be reviewed for those of you who have been on the team before, but it's always good to review the basics, have a couple of refreshers, which is what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to share my screen. Thumbs up if you can see my new screen. Okay, fantastic. So I wanted to I like to give a brief synopsis to all of our new staff. I don't like to bog you down with a lot of new details of welcome to main attraction. They're going through, and then it's like a 50, 60 page handbook that nobody's going to remember. So here are like the 10 most important things that I want you to remember as a part of main attraction staff. Um, First, so at Main Attraction Studios, we have what's called our Big Four. We provide holistic dance instruction and a welcoming environment from experienced staff so we can be the dance family you've always wanted. That's that is at the forefront, that is at the heart, that is at the crux of everything that we do. Holistic, what does that mean? We're not just teaching dance, we're also helping to build life skills that our dancers will be able to take with them into adulthood, being productive members of society. We're not just helping them, with physical growth, there's also mental and emotional, how dance can help unlock some of those types of things for them. In a welcoming environment, of course, all of the kids that come to main attraction, we want to make sure that the kids, the parents, and anybody connected to them, uncle, grandma, whoever drops them off, feels like we are in a welcoming environment. And not just that it feels like that, but it actually is that. There will be people at the front desk to greet them when they come in. The teachers are greeting the kids as they come into the class. It's always welcoming and happy, and people are excited to see you when you come through the door. That is exactly what we strive for every time a kid comes to Main Attraction. And for you guys as well. It's not just for the kids, but for you all to come to a space where you actually enjoy working. Nobody wants to be in a space where it feels like your energy is draining, or you have to like wrap your mind around, oh, I gotta go into this space to be there. We want that same type of feel for our staff as well. So then it trickles down to the kids. And experienced staff, all of you have either pursuing degrees in dance, you're in professional companies, you've been dancing for years, you grew up in a studio, all of those things. And so experience from a number of different ways, or you've been my student. So not lots of different ways to be experienced, and everybody's experience coming together for the strength of the team, to be the dance family you've always wanted. Not everybody comes from a studio that has that type of warm, fuzzy, homey family feeling, but that is exactly what we want to do at Main Attraction. So even if that wasn't your experience as staff, we get to create that type of experience for our dancers. Um, Preparation creates pace. Lesson plans help classes flow smoothly and allow dancers to feel safe, confident, and supported. Preparation frees you up to teach with creativity and presence, not stress. For all of our new staff, we ask that you all submit lesson plans for teaching on the Thursday, every Thursday at 5 p.m. for the upcoming week. So for instance, this week, that date would be Thursday the 4th. And which, because most of our classes are on Sunday, that would cover the classes that you are teaching on the 7th. So we do that for the first 90 days of all new teachers, because we don't want to create extra stress for you or just make extra paperwork for you. It's intentionality, so that I know you know how to create a lesson plan, create a scope of what you want your dancers to be able to do by the end of the semester, and then how you break that down week to week to help them meet those mini goals, to then ultimately achieve the overarching goals and technique and progress you want them to experience by the end of each month, by the end of each semester, by the time we get ready to perform. And it helps you, and it helps me. It also helps the kids, because they have a pace. They know exactly what to expect next week. So this week we did singles. Next week, for those of you who are ready, we're going to start doubles, so on and so forth, like that. Yeah, let's do that instead. Weekly reports help us stay connected. So in addition to lesson plans, I also need a weekly report from everyone. So lesson plans are for the first like 60 to 90 days for new staff. Weekly reports are for all staff every week, 5 p.m. on Thursday. So what goes in a weekly report? I'm glad you asked. Who was absent? Who was present? Was anybody out of dress code? 1 to 2, maybe 3 sentences if you're feeling froggy, regarding what was covered during class that week. And then if there's any other pertinent details that you need to share with me, maybe a parent asked you a question and you weren't sure how to answer it, give me those details so that I can follow up with the parent. A student had a particularly difficult day, but you pulled them to the side and they told you about, something that happened at school that they kind of carried over into the dance space with them, and it was hard for them to shake, so it showed up in class. Things like that, so that I know if there's anything that I need to do to either follow up with that student, follow up with the parent, making sure that everybody's on the same page. I never want to have a parent come to me and say, well, such and such teacher said this to them and I didn't even know what they were talking about, or anything like that. I want to make sure that I'm always in the position to cover you all, speak well regarding the situation, and be well informed about anything that happens if I'm teaching another class or if I'm not in the building that day, anything like that. So that's how we communicate with each other. It's again, really super simple. Who was present, who was absent, everybody in dress code, what you guys covered that day, and then any other pertinent details, send that to me via email, to the studio email, 5 p.m. by 5 p.m. every Thursday. Preferred if it's earlier than that, but if you make it right by 5 o'clock, that's fine as well. Deadlines help the whole family function. They're not about pressure, they are about protection. When systems run smoothly, we're able to protect the energy and atmosphere that makes Main Attraction special. I do not want to have to chase. I am not a micromanaging type of boss, and I do not desire to be. I am trusting that you all are more than capable to meet the expectation, get it done. Of course, if anything happens, let me know. But not meeting the deadline should be an anomaly, not the norm. Staff meetings are not just about alignment, are about alignment, not just information. This is our space to connect, collaborate, and stay aligned in vision. Your participation helps to ensure that the studio feels united, intentional, and supportive. One of the main reasons why we do a check-in prior to, I don't want to get right into business as soon as we get started. You may have had a terrible day. You may need time to talk about what was going on with you, or even if there's nothing that we can do about it, just being able to talk and get it out so that you can focus on the meeting ahead. If that helps, which I'm sure it does, because I know it does for me, then I'm more than willing to do that for you all so that we can be present, we can be intentional. Also, so the meetings don't go any longer than they need to, because I am not a fan of dillying or dallying. We get in, we get out, we handle business, you know? Culture is everybody's responsibility. Main Attraction should feel welcoming, joyful, encouraging, and safe for dancers, family, and staff. Each teacher plays a role in maintaining the vibe. So how you speak, how you support, how you show up matters. One of the things that really sticks with me, it's something that I have wanted and tried to maintain in terms of the culture of Main Attraction since its inception. But when space that we were at previously, it was, we were sharing or we were renting space from a ballet studio or ballet company. And so sometimes the company members would come in to work on things. They would pass our rehearsal. We had a dancer come and ask if he could just sit in rehearsal. Of course, we said yes, which turned into him wanting to join staff or do a master class. And I asked, like, well, why do you want to work for Main Attraction? He said it felt like home. It reminded him of when he was growing up at his home studio, the love, the excitement, how the girls were working really hard, but still having fun in doing so. That is the culture that we want to maintain. Hard work, but fun, always. We believe in learning across levels and roles. So with us being the teachers, yes, there are definitely things that we want to impart into our dancers, into our students, but also be open to learn things from them. If there's a certain way that the kids like to be addressed, or things that you have found out that are great motivators for them. If you can give me a good 15-20 minutes of focus at the bar, then we can go across the floor. And then the last thing that we do across the floor can be whatever you want, something like that. Or finding different ways that allows all of us to, meet each other in certain areas. We're learning across, I've been doing this for 15 years, but I am not closed off to teachers who have just joined the team, sharing things with me from their home studio or things that have worked well for them. It's not just a one-way street where the person who is indeed like in quote unquote authority gives vision and it trickles down. It's across generations, it's across staff, and I encourage that. Some things that have been shared from staff over the years have been super helpful in us maintaining the amazing systems and the flow that we have right now. We develop dancers into leaders. Some dancers don't just want to dance. they want to lead as well. So we encourage teachers to nurture leadership, responsibility, and confidence in the dancers, especially if they show interest in teaching or supporting others. One of the easiest ways for me to catch this, if I need to step out to talk to a parent, or if I'm checking to see how much the dancers remember from our warm-up routine from week to week. I ask, who wants to lead warm-up this week? And it's the super easy way to start to detect who might be a leader within your group, and if there's any coaching or coaxing that you can do with someone who has leadership potential but may be shy to step up. Encourage them to just try it and see how it goes. You never know. Collaboration over competition always. We are predominantly a recreation studio. We have two comp teams that will be starting in the fall, but I was intentional to not do a lot of competition or competition-based things within the studio because I do not want division. I want as much collaboration, as much unity as possible. And even with our comp teams, that comp program starting this fall, the goal is to never pit dancer against dancer. The only competition you have is your skill set, your strength, your progress from the day before. I'm only in competition with myself to grow and continue to be my best self. If I see one of my sisters, because I talk to the dancers like, this is your sister, this is your family. You're spending all these days, all these hours with these people. This is your family. If you see your sister struggling with their turns, help them figure out how to stay in releve long enough to get a quad instead of a double. Work with them, help them figure it out. If you see a small tweak, help them fix it. The older kiddos helping the littles with their makeup, any and everything that allows that even more unity, even more collaboration, even more family. Um, Excellence includes grace and growth. We aim for growth, not perfection. Feedback, accountability, and open communication are tools for growth, not criticism. Support is always available. We had a couple of dancers this year who were making so much progress, and then this season, I saw a noticeable plateau in like an entire group of kiddos. Now we could have, well, what's going on? You made all this progress. You made it to this group, this level of training, and now you're not taking it seriously anymore. Or is there something I can do to assist? We added a third ballet class for the group. That was a huge help. Having conversations off to the side, like, hey, is everything okay? Do you need anything? Do you checking in just to see? It always helps. It's always good to ask a question rather than assume. You never know what a kid is going through. You never know what kind of situation they just left at home, or they might have got fussed at on the ride there. Like, you just never know. So using grace to give them the benefit of the doubt, which actually helps their growth, if that makes sense. Um, when you grow, the studio grows. Main Attraction is invested in you. When you bring your best, your heart, your creativity, your leadership, you help cultivate the environment that keeps people coming back even when they don't have class. There's a number of our dancers who will come early or stay afterward when their class is done because, they're with their friends, they're with their family, they're having fun, they're enjoying being in the space. And so if there's any opportunity that Main Attraction has to invest in our staff, we do that. We have meetings. If there's conventions coming up, we can go as a group, or if you need that extra training, we can see if the studio would sponsor you to be able to go, like, to continue to pour into yourself. Any and everything we can think of to make sure that the dancers are growing, because when you continue to pour into yourself, then you're able to continue to pour into your dancers. Main Attraction is more than a studio. It's a community. We're thankful that you have chosen to help us cultivate our culture, care, and excellence that defines who we are. Uh, any questions about that? That was a lot of information. The gist is, meet your deadlines, speak to the kids and each other with grace, help us maintain our culture of community, collaboration, love, encouragement, welcoming space. Check, check, check. Fantastic. All right. What is next? Where'd it go? Ha. Okay. Next, couple expectations that I need from staff. Um, so this quote I enjoy because it helps me like keep the main thing. Vision without execution is delusion. I can want the best possible studio. I can want the most amazing staff, but if I don't have any vision for you all to follow, if I don't have any steps laid out or some common goal that we can all accomplish together, I'm fooling myself into thinking that main attraction will be, what I want it to be. Or if I don't give you guys clear expectations or like a clear understanding of like where I want us to go, and you don't necessarily meet them, like, well, why didn't you, ma'am, you didn't say. How am I supposed to know? What? Yeah. Which is why everything that we do, or so much of what we do, stems from our big four. Does anybody remember what our big four is? Or want to take a stab at it? No worries. You will hear me say it a lot. And it's because I want you to memorize it, yes, but also internalize it and make sure that that's like what you're applying in everything that you're doing from Main Attraction. So, holistic dance instruction and a welcoming environment from experienced staff to be the dance family you've always wanted. So that's our big four. One more time. Holistic dance instruction, welcoming environment, experienced staff, dance family you've always wanted. Don't worry, there'll be multiple opportunities for you to show me that you know it later. There may even be some gift cards involved if you can get it right. Ooh. So that's actually an old slide. We don't actually need teachers. This is the first time in a long time that we have not needed teachers. And I appreciate that so much. It is a huge weight lifted off when you know that everybody is in place doing things. Oh, it's wonderful. So a couple things. The main expectations that I have for staff is for you guys to just stay in the know. Check your email and our staff group text Sundays between 11 and 1 p.m. That's when I send most of our information. Sunday is our busiest day. We see all of the age groups that we serve on Sunday. And so when I do a weekly update or weekly text message that I send to our parent group chats. I will also do the same thing for you all. If you don't hear from me, it usually means that there's not a whole lot to communicate for that week, but I just still want you to be in the habit of checking the group chat every Sunday. Because anything, in case something happens with short notice, or if you need to get some more clarity from me, then you can stop by, check in with me before your class starts, and you're good to go. So in addition to um, checking the group chat on Sundays, just check it every other day thereafter as well, especially once we get into July, because I'll be sharing showcase details. So those things will come up pretty quickly. The tech, some days the text will be very short, like maybe one or two things. Other days it may be a little bit longer, 5 to 7 things. I know our culture has gotten to a point where if something is long, our brain automatically shuts off and says, I don't want to read it. Those are actually the most important messages to read because it has the most information in it. So please, please, please train your brain to not look at it and go like, ew, that's too much. I don't want to read that. No, that's the time to lock in, people, because that's when all the details are. Um, and then checking every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I, again, very rarely share anything outside of Sunday because, again, I do not want to take up a whole lot of your time. I am also a creature of habit. It helps because I am very neurospicy. And so having specific days and specific ways to do things helps me remember to do them weekly or daily. And so if you have any additional information from me throughout the week, it is important and please read it. In addition, please respond to any emails, phone calls, or text messages within 6 to 8 hours. I know most of us will have multiple jobs or you're coming from like different things throughout the day. And so, immediate response, I realize that that is not feasible, but same day response is absolutely required. Why? Somebody might be posting in the group chat about needing a sub. I may have some new information regarding Showcase or something that's happening at the studio. We may need to shut down. The space is not our own. So we've had instances where the church where we rent space, they needed us to be in another part of the building because it was maintenance or something happening, or during the windstorms, there was a power outage. Any and everything, just so you all are can be updated in real time with those things, or as close as possible to 6 to 8 hours. Outside of that, go on, live your life, have a great day. Weekly reports again every Thursday by 5 p.m. Absences, dress codes, brief overview of what was covered, and then anything you need me to follow up with kids or parents. And stay in the know, arrive about 10 minutes, 15, you don't have to, but at least 10 minutes before your class starts. If there's anything you need to share with me, or a reminder I'm going to be out on this day, but such and such is subbing for me. Just a quick check-in, powwow type situation. Bless you, Audrey. Next, so two things I need from you all: stay in the know, check up with me, check in with each other regularly, and then prep for Showcase. We have a Showcase log, which is the easiest way for me to access all of your information regarding Showcase. So on this log, you will see what your teaching responsibilities are in terms of choreography, character, all that jazz. And then you will be sharing information with me in that log as well. So there's links that I will need you to provide for your costume choices and your music choices, which allows me to then go get the costumes that you want for your piece, and then pull the music that you need from your piece off of YouTube or Apple Music or whatever to make our playlist for the show. Now, if there's any edits that need to be made, like we're not doing the second verse of the song, just the first verse and the bridge, those are things that I'll need you all to do yourself, unless you like just genuinely cannot. Like, I don't know how to cut music. I can, but in the millions of other things that I will be doing in prep for Showcase, it is preferred that you handle that yourself, unless you just genuinely cannot. Then I will step in and, of course, help. That date is wrong, obviously, because it is not February. Let me give you the actual date. Okay, so for your Showcase log, I need your costume choices and your music by Sunday the 7th, which is the first day of summer session. I need all the choreography taught to every dancer in your class by Sunday the 28th. So you have the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th, 4 Sundays to teach choreography. Now, normally when we're in our regular season, that's closer to 6 to 8 weeks because we have a lot more time in our normal season. We are on our truncated 7 or 8 week summer schedule, which means we have 4 weeks to 4 weeks to teach all of our choreography. And this is specifically for Sunday teachers and then those who will be helping with our camp program during that ballet, jazz, and hip hop. Excuse me. Um, so deadline for submitting your music and costume choices, Sunday, June 7th, because I want you to have your plan already in place. As soon as you meet these kiddos, you of course do intros with them, warm up, cross the floor, bar, whatever the class is. But those last 15 to 20 minutes of class, we need to get right into choreo. Thankfully for the summer, most of the kiddos who are participating are returning main attraction kiddos, so they should be able to, keep up with that pace. There are a number of new kiddos in the beginner hip hop class. Um, and so for classes like that, if you have a lot of beginners in your class, you can keep your choreography simple. Our theme for the summer is The Wiz. I'm so excited. I cannot even contain my excitement. And for those of you who don't know, that is the African American version of The Wiz, produced by Quincy Jones, starring Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, just all-star cast. It was absolutely amazing. What a time to be alive. For those of you who are not familiar with the movie, of course, it is a musical. That the musical is actually streaming on Netflix right now. So if you want some inspiration, if you want to see that version, I highly recommend, strongly encourage that you watch it while it's on Netflix so that you get an idea of the differences between the original versus this iteration. It's much better in my opinion, but that's just my opinion, because I'm obsessed with Michael Jackson. So yeah. In addition to that, I also have a YouTube video playlist that I've compiled for you all. Once I share the showcase log with you, so you know what your specific characters are in your role that you're choreographing for in the piece. You can go watch the movie while it's on Netflix, and then refer to the YouTube playlist that I've compiled for you all to get inspiration for your specific scene, for your specific character. I realize that everyone has not seen this movie. It is one of my favorite movies. So like, but I wanted to make sure you all had reference points for what is being asked of you, because there's some characters in The Wiz that are not in the original Wizard of Oz. So like giving you an idea of what that looks like for this iteration. There's two iterations that are great inspiration. Of course, the movie production by Quincy Jones, I think that came out in 1978, which is on Netflix. There was also a live version that aired on NBC, I think in like 2015. And so there's a combination of 1978 and 2015 videos that are in this YouTube compilation playlist I'm going to share with you all. So that was a lot. I'm gonna go back because I started talking about Michael Jackson and I got really excited. So let's come back. Showcase log. I'm gonna share that with you all right now. Have your music and your costume choices entered into the costume log via links um, by Sunday the 7th when we start. So you have all the rest of this week to look through our online catalogs, which I will share with you all in a separate email so that you can have all of those links to look through the costume catalog, pick out costumes that you like, get that link, and then pop it into the showcase log spreadsheet. In addition, the music, most of it again will be from YouTube Music, Apple Music, what have you. Share that link in the log as well. All of that is due by Sunday, June 7th, so that so you already know who your character is. You can start conceptualizing costumes, music, and choreography this weekend. All choreography needs to be taught to every dancer in your class by Sunday, the 28th, because this gives us July 5th and July 12th to polish and just run it over and over and over again. Because the 19th is the showcase. Very, very tight timeline. We're in, we're out. We had a great show. Now we have 2 weeks until fall starts. And we do it all over again. I will also share our curriculum docs. I have started to comprise a list of, or like a little game board of every age, every genre, that dancers and parents can expect their dancers to know by the time they are finished with a semester or a season of dance. And it looks like a little Candyland board. So I'll share those with you all to help inform you of what your dancers should what you should be covering with your dancers by the end of class. What are some things that you should feel comfortable and confident to put in the choreography for end of season showcase, all that jazz. Share that with you as well. And then communicate your days off as early as possible, especially for summer, because as you see, we have like a 7 or 8 week time frame, and we have to make sure that we're properly staffed, and that whoever is subbing for you has your choreography, has your lesson plans, has videos of anything that you've already started with the kiddos, so we don't miss a beat. What's next? Is that it? Oh, okay, that's it. Any questions about that? Okay, fantastic. Um, so here's our so here's our showcase log. So for the main characters, we've already done a truncated version of The Wiz as our finale for spring showcase. I want to say that was either 2023 or 2024. And so the main characters, we literally just did main characters. We didn't do any of the supporting cast. So that choreography is pretty much done. I'm handling all of the main character choreography. I have chosen your characters for you already, again, because we're on a very tight timeline. Once we get into fall and spring seasons, for the showcase log, you'll have a lot more creative freedom of like what you want to do, what all of that. I've also chosen some costumes for some classes. There's a scene for Emerald City where the Wiz determines what color all of the townspeople of Oz are wearing. And so it goes from green to red to gold. And so those costumes have already been chosen because they're always available in bulk. And I want to get those as quickly as possible to make sure that we have enough of them for the kiddos. Outside of that, if you are teaching another class that is not a part of that Emerald City color scene, then you can choose your costumes. So you'll have 2 options to choose for your costumes. We do this because, of course, if one of the options isn't available, sometimes we look for something in like September, and then when we go to buy it in like late October, early November, maybe there's not enough sizes, or it's discontinued and they're not selling it at all anymore. That way I don't have to go back to you, wait for you to respond about what else might be a suitable alternative. I have 2 costume options for you right off the bat. Now, of course, if those 2 options are not feasible, then I'll reach out. But for the most part, we usually don't have to do a whole lot. I don't have to do a whole lot of chasing you if you give me 2 options. Also, because y'all are busy and I don't want to take up y'all time. I also don't want to have to wait a couple hours for y'all to respond to me because sometimes my patience is thin. So that we got everybody on the same page and doing the things. So like I said, I'm teaching all of the solo pieces for the main characters. Samaya and Brittany will be teaching um, the preschool classes for tap and acro. Miss Audrey, you will be doing the Sunday Superstars ballet, If You Believe. So when you're watching the movie, this is the end scene where Glinda, played by Lena Horne, she is singing to Dorothy about like how to get home. So you'll be using that song. It's a gorgeous scene where she is so like, good witch. She's just in stones and glitter and then there's babies behind her who have like small costumes that look like hers. So like, give me glitz, give me glam, give me sequence. Yes. Also give me a decent budget though, because like, give it what it needs to give for the right price. Amen. Um, and so that piece, she's basically saying, all you have to do to get home is believe. And so very like big movements, very graceful, pow. Um, and then for jazz, I'm a I'm going to combine those classes. Heads up, we may also combine Superstar Sunday Ballet with Dazzle Ballet, depending on enrollment for Sunday, because it's looking a little shaky right now. Dazzle is fine. Summer Ballet, parents wait till the last minute. I literally had a parent who filled out the form to say we're not doing summer, asked me to add the kid to the summer yesterday. I said, sure, whatever. We're here. So it may change, but right now summer ballet is a little low for Sunday. And so we may combine those classes. So if you believe, and then jazz will definitely be combined. So this is Evelyn the Wicked Witch. Her song is Don't Bring Me No Bad News. So it's very jazzy, it's very sassy, it's very Kennedy. Yes. Um, Acro Morgan. So this is you will be the Emerald City scene. And I feel like this will be fun for really nice cartwheels. The song is very slow and sassy. And they're basically saying like once the Wiz tells them that red is the color, they go all in for red. Like you've got to be seen in red. She's amazing. It's Ruby. It's giving boom. And so the confidence, the sass, it's also very regal. I have that scene in the playlist for you all. But yeah, so it's very much like I wouldn't be caught dead in anything but red. It's just it's over the top. I love it. And so I'm thinking maybe like slow back walkovers if they have the control for it, some bridges, some cartwheels, any like heel stretches or Dave Lopez. Have fun with that. Melissa, I talked to Melissa this morning because I knew she had to hop off the meeting. Hip hop, I've talked to Miss Gabby about that. Um, and then Dazzle Ballet. So this piece is from the Tin Man. So I think Eliana will be the actual Tin Man, but then there's a second song that the Tin Man sings that says like, what would I do if I could feel? And it's also a very like moody adagio type of so basically he's saying, I am longing to feel. Yeah. And so and they're gonna be wearing silver. And then hip hop, we got that already. And then here is the show order. So that you all can see how that goes. I put all this together because I did not want you all to freak out about like what this looks like. I wanted you to see it, have it, reference it as needed. Um, so then here, and as you see, I've already popped some links in so you can see what that looks like when you're doing it for your classes, for your groups. Any questions on Showcase Log?
For the specific music, if you know which one it's gonna be, could you pop the link in there just so it's the version that you want?
Absolutely. I can do that.
Perfect.
Actually, send me a text message right now to do
Yeah, of
that. So
course.
I can do that as soon as we end the meeting so that you have that specific version. Um, okay. Any questions about Showcase Log? Deadline to complete this, Sunday the 7th, deadline to complete all choreography, Sunday the 28th. Also on the 7th, if you all have not completed your summer paperwork for your contract, or if you need to do a new W-9, or if you are new and haven't done your W-9, please make sure to stop by the front desk during June 7th classes so I can get all of that paperwork for you. Or get all that paperwork completed by you for my records. Um,
Sorry, I have a question.
mhm.
Do I have to redo any paperwork for the summer session, or should I be good to go?
I have your W-9 and you're good. I do need a new contract for you. We are,
Okay.
so you guys will be paid out of our nonprofit this summer instead of the LLC. Nothing else is going to change for you.
Okay.
We're getting funding from through the nonprofit, and so you'll be paid through the nonprofit, which is why we need a new contract for you.
Perfect.
It's literally the same thing. It's just a different, because it's a different tax ID number and all that jazz. We gotta be above board because you don't want to see me on like 19 Action News. Yeah. Um, so showcase music, choreo deadlines, theme and inspiration. Boom. Now getting to our reading program, Dazzle. So for those of you who don't know, our summer camp for Monday through Friday during the what is that, June 22nd to July 19th is called Dazzle. It stands for Dance, Social Skills, and Literacy. So in the morning is the reading curriculum that will be implemented by Victoria and Javen. Yay. And then in the afternoon, they will have ballet, jazz, and hip hop rotations. We will also be serving breakfast and lunch every day. Yes, breakfast and lunch every day. And so for you all who are implementing the reading curriculum, you will go through training with me on Tuesday, June 9th. And then you will be evaluated on you facilitating or implementing the curriculum on Thursday, the 11th. So Tuesday, you'll work with me to get trained in facilitating. And then on Thursday, you will facilitate. I'll have more details about that for you once you all let me know your availability, specifically Javen and Victoria. Samaya will also participate in that because I know some of you have days where you'll be out and will need a sub. So the three of you will go through that training and then do model backs, we call it. And I'll evaluate you and be good to go. Time off requests. So I know summer can be kind of hectic if you guys are going out of town or you'll be out on one of the days that you are scheduled to work. I've put all of us in a group chat, so now you have everybody's phone number. If you haven't introduced yourself, send a cute little pic and your name so that everybody can match names to faces and numbers. If you need to be out, send me a message at least a week before you need to be there earlier. And if you can do it earlier than that, that is preferred. So that I can have it on my radar. You send it to the group to say, hey friends, I'm going to be out on such and such day. I teach such and such class at such and such time. Can someone sub for me? If for whatever reason they don't respond within the 6 to 8 hour time frame, then I will, share the information again to get a rise out of folk, and then you'll get a sub. Once you secure said sub, you are going to send two different emails. The first email is going to be a calendar invite that says, for instance, Audrey out / Charmaine subbing. And it'll have the class and the time so that so that you can remind me that you will be out and whoever is subbing for you is subbing. You send that to the person who's subbing. You also send that calendar invite to the studio email so that it's on my calendar as well as the subs calendar. The second email you will send is to myself and the sub with your lesson plan, any supplemental things that they need to know. And then if there's any videos of choreography or things that you all have started, sharing those videos with them as well. So those two emails. And of course, okay. So what was I saying? Two emails. Your calendar invite to say that you're out and who's subbing, send that to the sub and myself. Second email with lesson plans, music, choreography videos if you've started your choreography to myself and sub. They need those things. We need those things at least 3 days before the sub is scheduled to take your class. This gives them time to prepare, time to reach out to you and ask any clarifying questions, all that jazz. So I'm sharing. We all clear on days we need time off requests and sub policies. Fantastic. So for new staff, need your lesson plans by this Thursday at 5 p.m. Dazzle staff, don't worry about that. Yours starts once I get back, once you complete your training. Dress rehearsal, it is not set in stone. I'm just waiting on the library staff to get back to me. I am shooting for Friday, July 17th. And then the show will be Sunday, July 19th. Both of these will be at Parma Snow Library, 2121 Snow Road, easiest address in the world. I will have those, I'm hoping to have those details for you next week. The manager who books the scheduling and all of that, they were out of town last week and they will be back on Monday. So I'm hoping to have those finalized details for you by Monday, Tuesday. Wait, today's Monday. Why I get an email? Okay, I'm gonna reach out in the morning to see what happened. Maybe they had a number of other things waiting for them when they get back. Don't you hate going on vacation and like having a great time and then you come back to tons of work? Like, ew. So I'm assuming that's what happened, which is why I didn't get an email today. So dress rehearsal showcase. After our showcase on the 19th, we will also have a skate party at United Skates in Willoughby. It is so fun watching the kids fall all over each other because none of them are coordinated and can skate. It's so fun to me. And it's great because it's after showcase. So if you injure yourself, you don't have to worry about performing. Take your time, ice your knees, do what you need to do. And then our next staff meeting will be Sunday, June 28th. I prefer to do meetings on Sunday right after our teaching time frames. That way, if there's anything that happened, it's fresh in your minds. We can do the things. We are actually done a little bit early for our summer schedule. So I'm going to say Sunday, June 28th at 7 p.m. And you'll get a calendar invite with those details as well. Okay, quick recap. I need new contracts for new staff or those of you who haven't done your summer contract yet by the 7th. Showcase law, complete that by June 7th as well. Choreography deadlines, Sunday, June 28th. I will share those that inspiration video playlist for the Wiz and an email that I'm about to send you guys. Dazzle program, you guys will train on Tuesday the 9th and model back on Thursday the 11th. Time off requests. Send those to the group chat asaptually tonight because I know there's a couple people who were on the call and had to hop off who need subbing. So Morgan, I know you have subbing that you need, Audrey and Malikta as well. Jabin, I will do the days that you are out. So just send me a calendar invite as soon as you have those days solidified.
I was also going to ask what was the email for that, and also for anyone who needed that as well.
info@mainattractiondance.com. So this the studio email.
Okay, thank you.
Send me your lesson plans and weekly reports every Friday. Nope, every Thursday by 5 p.m. I'll have dress rehearsal details in the next few days. Next meeting is Sunday, June 28th. And looking further ahead, fall semester starts Sunday, August 9th. Jabin and Victoria will probably be gone by then. Because college. My
Definitely.
babies. I can't even think about that right now. Okay, no, thank you. We don't have time to cry. All right. Any questions or clarity that you all need from me regarding anything we covered today? Fantastic. I appreciate you all. Thank you for hopping on. Have a great evening. Share those time off requests to the group chat ASAP, surely. Please and thanks, so we can get all of them filled, covered, all that jazz. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.